So welcome back to another video. Today we're talking about PES 2020 news again. Now there's going to be some stuff that affects FIFA 20 in this video, but mostly we're just going over the stuff that they've announced over the last week or two. We have some really cool things to take a look at, including a new trailer, new licensing announcement, and some Master League cutscenes as well, so I'm very excited to make this video. But before we get into it, YouTube tells me that we have about 75% of you guys watching the videos but not subscribed yet. So I'm telling you, if you don't want to miss out on the latest FIFA 20 news, PES 20 news, make sure you hit the subscribe button today. So the other day, they announced a new partner, and last week I was telling you guys that if you took a look at the Bayern Munich page, you would see that EA was removed because, you know, that partnership ended with EA, but they didn't really publish who their next game sponsor was going to be. And then, of course, I predicted that Konami was going to be the next one to replace EA. And now if you take a look at their sponsors page, you will see that Bayern Munich has Konami written as one of their platinum partners or something like that. Now some of you guys might be wondering, what is a platinum partner? It means that Konami paid good money for this partnership. EA, I don't even believe, was platinum partners with Bayern Munich. I think they were lower down the web page. So, you know, platinum partners have a special spot on the website. And Konami obviously is going to be outpaying FIFA for this little partnership that they've got this year. On the 12th of July, we got this tweet from PES that said, "We are uber excited to announce the new partnership with Bayern Munich for PES 2020. It brings full Bayern Munich experiences for all fans around the world with kits, 3D player scans, and the iconic Allianz Arena in all its glory." And we're going to be watching the trailer that they announced, and I'm also going to be giving you guys information about the Allianz Arena, and if you're a FIFA fan, it's not going to be good news. Alright, so we're going to be taking a look at this PES 2020 Bayern Munich partnership trailer. Let's see what we can get out of it, and I'll give you guys my reaction as we go along. I might stop it in a few areas to show you player faces and stuff, but let's begin here, and we'll see how we go. So obviously you start with the family-friendly logo as usual. Everyone can watch this trailer. Best sports game for E3. And there we go. Look at this scene already. The Allianz Arena is glowing. And this, I think, is like a pre-game cutscene. You know how the Camp Nou has like a pre-game cutscene where it loads up the stadium and you can see all the city around the stadium and stuff. This is going to be the same for the Allianz Arena. You can even see that little propeller thing. Also some cars there, some trees and stuff. It all looks very nice. PES does a very good job with attention to detail for their partner stadiums. As we go along here we go, an inside look at the stadium as well. You can see the people holding the flags, waving it around. You have words in the stands as well, the logo as well. Basically the crowd's holding up like different cards and stuff. Very, very nice stuff. I presume this is in-game. There we go, we get a closer look at the logo here. And here we go, inside the tunnel as well. So we're going to have the tunnel in the game as well. FIFA, you don't get the tunnel. And you can see Neuer there, a new face for him. And he looks fantastic. These guys have been 3D scanned, but they'll show that later on in the trailer. They're walking out of the tunnel from the underneath, you know, underground. And then they come out there. They've got the flag on the corner as well. And there we go. Official platinum partner, Bayern Munich and PES 2020. Allianz Arena scan. There's the tunnel. And they basically 3D scan the stadium, which is pretty cool. So actual footage is there. In-game footage of the tunnel is there. Basically, you can't really tell the difference, man. They did a good job. Actual footage as well. And they got a few podiums there that are missing. That's basically the only difference between in-game and actual. Not really a big deal there. And there we go. You see the guys still doing the scanning of the stadium. There's in-game footage of the stadium as well. Now, some people are saying it's not in-game because the sunlight that goes on the chairs is not going to be part of the game. Maybe they're correct. I'm not really sure. But you can still see that the stadium is going to look good. Like, there's no doubt about that. And there we go, 3D scanning of the players, even the tattoos and stuff. Kingsley Coman with a new face. There's about more than 11 players that got scanned. I'll show you guys the faces after. But as we go along, you can see different faces like Muller's and stuff. This guy here, Nabry, is going to be a PES ambassador. So that's pretty cool. They're advertising new ways to defend. I think that's a big selling point this year for the gameplay. And there's always clips in every trailer for this new ways to defend thing. There's also new skills and abilities, another selling point this year. You can see how the guy's just tugging on the shirt as well. Let's put that back a bit. You can see how he just grabs the shirt. Look at that, little cheeky grab. There we go. Kingsley Coman on the ball, takes a shot, and of course he scores there. Bit more dribbling. Thiago whips in across, another header there. Nice stuff. Lewandowski's celebration in the game. And then we have Bayern Munich's legend Oliver Kahn as part of the game as well. I think there's 11 legends. I'll confirm that later on in the trailer. You can see he looks really nice. Classic uniforms in this trailer is not going to appear in game. You can see that little disclaimer on the bottom. Oliver Kahn making some nice saves. I still think they jump a bit too high in PES. The goalkeeper animations, I don't know, they're a little bit wonky at times. They've always been for the last few years, but look how high he jumps. I don't know if that's just me, but it looks very, very high, like Spider-Man. And here we go. PES ambassador Serge Gnabry. And I think McTominay is for Manchester United. This one is Gnabry for Bayern Munich. Who knows who's going to be the Juventus ambassador? Imagine if they pull Ronaldo or something. I doubt it because they're going to have to pay a lot of money, but you never know. And you can get the normal edition, and then we have the Legend edition with Oliver Kahn. There's going to be about 11 legend players, so he's just one of them, and you have a chance to acquire all these legends through My Club, I believe, or through the Legend agent in the Legend edition. So basically, you're going to have to buy this package and then play My Club as well. That's basically the trailer. We still have a bit more to discuss regarding the stadium and stuff, so stick with me. But the trailer, obviously, you can watch it on YouTube at your pace as well. So next up, we move on to some information about the Allianz Arena, which is the Bayern Munich Stadium. Now, of course, whenever PES announces licenses, you have to think, how's that going to impact FIFA? This year, with this Bayern Munich license, it's going to bring some bad news for FIFA fans or Bayern Munich fans that play FIFA. So Jonas Leigard, who is like a higher up in Konami, who's in charge of like this PES unveiling and stuff, put out a tweet that said, "We did it, platinum partner of Bayern with Allianz Arena exclusively in PES 2020. Exclusively is the key word, which means FIFA doesn't have this stadium in the game. People were saying, because official PES hasn't confirmed it, maybe Leigard is just, making up stuff, but PES did confirm it. You can see on their Twitter page now, it says, the Allianz Arena, home of our new partner club Bayern Munich, will be exclusively available in PES 2020. That means we will be the only console football game where you can play in this iconic arena this season." Obviously a big blow to EA, not that they really care, but for fans that play the game, it's a big blow because, it's going to be like having the whole Bundesliga scan come in with all the stadiums and stuff, and then you're missing one of the biggest clubs in Germany's stadium. It doesn't make sense, EA. It's going to be like what we have with the La Liga, where you have all the stadiums except Barcelona's one, which is like one of the ones that everyone wants to see. So EA, once again, well done. Now, I don't know exactly how many years this partnership is, but I presume it's going to be a minimum of 3 years because in the press release, it said, "We are delighted that we are entering into a long-term partnership with Konami." So long-term for me means at least 3 years. So this could mean that we don't get the Bayern Munich Stadium in FIFA games for a while. And with this partnership announcement, PES told us that there's going to be more than 11 players that got 3D scanned from Bayern Munich. They released 11 images now, so what I'm going to do is put a little montage thing here of all the player images that they announced, so you can take a look at the 3D scanned faces for Bayern Munich players. So that's all for the Bayern Munich stuff. Let's move on to the next bit of news, which is new Master League cutscenes in PES 2020. Now, they released a little trailer clip thing for Griezmann going to Barcelona, and it featured some Master League stuff in there as well, which is similar to what EA does, when there's a new signing and stuff. PES is sort of catching on in their marketing department, and this one is a really nice clip because obviously they're revamping Master League with a few new cutscenes and interactive dialogue. So what I'm going to do now is play the clip for you so you can watch it, and then I'll come back. Alright, in this scene, this has to be one of the new cutscenes in Master League because I recognize that head from one of the Master League unveiling images. And this basically could be when you sign a new player, he's walking through the corridors with a press guy or something, I don't know. And then you can see him going to the press conference. This is similar to what we've seen in PES already. And then we have one of these interview sort of things which says, "I'm ready to work hard with the team in all the competitions. I can't wait to see you all on match day." So this is pretty sick. Maybe there's going to be a little interview thing with the player, like a TV sort of interview. And, he's talking to the camera there. That's pretty sick. And then the rest of the stuff is just basically him on the field. So, yeah, we don't get too much of a reveal there for Master League, but there is something there that we can take a look at, And Adam Batty put out a tweet about this trailer, and obviously Adam Batty works for Konami. He goes, "This scene in-game is actually longer. We cut it for the video. There are lots of different scenes. This one is close to what was in PES 19, but there are lots of new and different ones." Whenever I see career mode / Master League news, it's what gets me excited the most in regards to both football games each year. So with PES revamping Master League a bit and seeing these new little cutscene sort of things, it really gets me excited. I hope EA can do something similar. I'll be interested to see what EA has to offer for career mode this year as well. So that's all for this week's PES News Roundup. If you need something else to watch, click the card in the middle. It'll take you to my PES 20 News Show playlist where you can catch up on all the latest news. I'll see you next time.